Hello, Merry everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. Yeah, Rusty the cat is laying next to me, or, he just was. He's just shifted out of the frame. Today, of course, is the 31st of March, and of course, tomorrow is April 1st. So, yeah, we got things going on tomorrow. I wanted to tell you something about April 1st, why I don't trust this day. April 1st, I don't trust it because everything's a joke. Everything you read in the news, especially, is a joke and then perceived as real news. So, whenever I hear about events or calendar events or anything that happens on April 1st, I don't believe it. Okay. I don't think that was what the original April's Fool people were intending. But for me, that's exactly why on April 1st, I don't do anything serious. I don't, if I see a news article, I don't take it as serious. Because there's too many times when it's not serious. And it makes a problem for everybody. So, let's see how the eyes are doing. Say, well, yeah, okay. It seems, yeah, can almost see the filament. My camera pretty good. Not on the lights pretty good, but I still got morning glories on that right eye. Actually, I don't think the right eye has a cataract. I think it has something wrong with the cornea. Actually, Mr. Cat. Nope. Doesn't want attention right now. I guess he's just kind of doing cat things. Anyway, so yeah, what about, I mentioned the website. Well, when is it going to be ready? Well, I started to put it together today. Alright, early this morning, I started to put the pieces together. And, for the time being, I think we're going to use the main older computer to run the website, only because the fact that it's already set up, it's already got the IP addresses already configured and everything, and of course that makes it easier for me and everybody else who can do things with it. Whereas if I put it on a new computer, I gotta set all the stuff up on the new machine, and then it's okay for something speed-wise, the new computer, but dealing with a major website isn't really going to do much good. So I'm going to be working on the new website very soon. Obviously, I'm going to need to tighten down the security screws, so bear with me, okay, kitty? We're going to get into it. We're going to get all those things done and put the web servers together. It's just going to take a while. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about today is me and Dory are doing okay, but she's kind of pointed out to me that I spend a lot of time on my computers, and I do, because I'm good at it. That's what I do, okay? I work in computers. I work in computer software. I put things together. I'm probably one of the most boring people you ever met when I'm not so excited about electronics or something like that. I'm just always kind of just dealing with the mundane tasks of keeping things working. I got like I said, I put the new WN on the old machine. And, of course, like the last time I installed the newest version of Debian, GNOME is foobar. Okay? Doesn't mean the applications can't work through X Windows. They do. If I log in, if I open an Xterm instead of a fancy window manager, I probably could get in and doing something. And that's what I'm going to try to work on now, is try to set up an next session that will be better for me. What is the cause of this situation for the most part? Well, I have no absolute clue of what is going on with GNOME. I think it's version 3 now, or is it 4? No. I know it's the very newest, and yeah, and it's not working. It's not working on that machine. I don't even think it works in the Raspberry Pi, kind of think of it. It might work on the Raspberry Pi, but the Raspberry Pi has such a small amount of memory anyway to run GNOME on it, and I tried, is extremely pokey. And there was no indication that the processor was even able to handle it without potentially dropping dead in a loading process or running out of RAM, because GNOME is a major space-consuming beast, a burden. But anyway, the machine that runs the web server, file server, and other things isn't going to be used for much else. I got a phone call today from my wonderful friends at Synchrononi Bank for the JCPenney bill, and I'm not at all happy to know that they are still they're starting their harassment policies of calling me up this morning. I really wasn't feeling up to getting up in the soup kitchen, by the way. I just wanted to sleep in. And like clockwork at 11:25, bing! And I was like, I get to the phone. Of course, it was the bank. Oh, hi, Michelle. Oh, you owe us money. Please pay. And I'm like, it was a robocall. I was like, oh, man. So it starts. That's one of the reasons I don't always have my phones on. So if you try to call me and you realize that I'm not answering, it's just a voicemail, which you're forgetting voicemail now. Yeah, I got voicemail. I'll have to look at it later. The reason I don't always check my mail right away is because sometimes I'm busy. I don't like to be called in inopportune times for me. Okay? That's why we have answering machines and voicemail. You want to leave a message, I will get to you. But that does not mean that I want to be chained to my phone waiting for a phone call from everybody. I want to be able to answer your phone calls in a timely manner, in a courteous manner. But let's be honest, solicitors, especially you guys, your robocallers are a pain in my ass. Because they got one robocaller calling from a prior tenant. And this robocaller does not even give me the option to speak to a human being. Okay? This robocaller tells me that I have to, if I am not this person, it's forced to hang up. You would think after 15, 20 hang-ups that either A, they need to get a human being out there and doing them some fact-finding. What is going on? Find out if the person even lives there anymore. But if they don't, a lot of them just basically keep repeating the process until the heat death of the universe. And you seriously kind of wonder if they realize how ineffective that is. Most people get rude to robocallers, but they don't necessarily get rude to a human caller. So if you call a human being, I gotta be honest, I really would hate to be the human being that gets those calls, and I certainly hate to be the human being that happens to be making those calls, because if you're the human being that's getting those calls, you might get a little bit perturbed, and if you happen to be the poor person that makes those phone calls, and sometimes what you hear from the caller or the callee is enough to seriously make you wonder why the company just doesn't just forget the whole thing and move on to the next victim. Because sometimes the people really don't have the resources to straighten out the matters. And take from my case with the JCPenney credit card. I have every intention to figure out a way to pay it. I gotta apply for renter's rebate. Now, that starts Friday, I believe, accepting applications. Okay? So I'm calling them Friday and find out if I can get my name on the list for an appointment. Second of all, I'm going to get all the materials together, and once I get the actual word letter, I'm gonna call up JCPenney and say, hey, look, here's the deal. I got a promissory note for you, okay? And it is an official note from the State of Connecticut Comptroller's Office that says I'm going to be getting this amount of money from student or from renter's rebate. It's yours. You just now my understanding, since I'm making a bona fide agreement, is that you call off the docks, okay? I don't know how much it's going to be. And I know it's around October we get paid. But the truth is, I can't do much more than that. Okay? I'm already making every arrangement possible to straighten out the matter. And you guys need to work with me on this, okay? And that includes all me and my fans too. Because, all we need is your help and to keep these productions running. Because it gets expensive. Yeah, it does. A lot more expensive than you think. Right. Let me ask you the next question, if I may. Now, where do you think we stand as far as the immediate future for our trying to think of the right word, and forgive me if I'm really not having any good luck with it. I was going to say with the studio, but then I realized that was only part of this topic. And okay, let me just try to simplify it. What do you see as immediate plans for our future? Well, I am not a clairvoyant. I don't have the ability to gaze into a crystal ball, or have the ability to see without a crystal ball the future. I don't have that skill. I'm a weather sorceress. And we've got some interesting weather coming up in a couple of days, so we'll discuss in a second. All I can tell you is, what I'm going to say is based on what little information I can gather from what I know. I'd say the future is dicey. I'd like to say everything is going to be okay, but I can't say that because there's no confirmation that everything's going to be okay. So here I am. I'm dealing with all these circumstances beyond my control, and I don't have any outside helpers for it. Right. By the way, I can at least say to you guys, at least for the short term anyway, that it has been determined that the new budget for the fiscal year of 2016-2017 for social, for the federal government, does not show the 2016 fourth quarter cuts kicking into effect for now. I heard a couple other years thrown around, such as 7 years later to never. So you'll have to take it with a grain of salt. But for right now, at least evidence is several news sources say that it's not going to take place in 2016. So I wouldn't say we're off the hook. What I want to say is, based on that, is you can rest and take it easy. I'm sure things will be fine. Lastly, of course, the weather. I didn't mention that. Obviously, I have the windows open today because I got a nice steady breeze out there, which is good because it's kind of exchanging old air for fresh air in this apartment because it does get stale out in here after a while. The biggest thing I wanted to tell you is it shows Tuesday the temperatures are going to drop again. We're going to see some drops below seasonal. And then next week it shows that we might also see more drops, and also it'll potentially snow in these 2 days I'm talking about. So what that means is that our weather patterns are still a mess. I don't quite understand all the reasons behind it, but I can just tell you is that it's creating some havoc for everybody, because some people are finding themselves, for example, down south, dealing with excessive flooding and very severe hurricanes, tornadoes, and for the people in the north, we're seeing some strange weather patterns that are a little bit out of the ordinary, but I don't think it's going to become a big problem. Okay. Sorry about that. That was Dory. She's trying to get a picture set on her Mac. And she's having some issues figuring it. But it's still not exactly fixed yet, but it's getting there. She's not going to be here until tomorrow. Oops. So it was a change. But we could work on okay. So we'll do that. We'll work on the website today instead of tomorrow. Because I really wanted to give her some more attention instead of focusing on just the computer stuff. So like I said on my voicemail earlier, I made sure to put the computer stuff to bed for now, and so we could hang out, and that's what I was going to do. So, changes happen. Yeah. By the way, speaking of changes, I have been, feeling a little bit out of my feed lately. My digestive system has been a little bit off, and after eating all that ham for Easter, and so now I'm feeling better, but I still feel a little bit out of regular context. So I don't know if that means much to you, but right now I think I'm pretty much running down as far as activities. Oh yeah, gonna be editing tomorrow, probably. Okay, so what? Let's stick it. The local primary here in Connecticut is on April 28th. And I hope that you will turn out and vote for whoever you feel is the best candidate for the position. And the biggest problem that we have right now in this country is that they're trying to steal the Republican nomination from Donald Trump because of the fact is that the globalists don't want him around. Well, Mr. or Mrs. Globalist, let me point something out to you, if I may. If you guys weren't such pompous assholes, and if you really, really wanted to fix the problems of the world, instead of trying to wallow in your money and in your opulence and your big estates and your fancy cars, and really are truly concerned about the well-being of everybody, then maybe nobody here would be sitting ready to try to dethrone you. You have done everything you could do to mess up the world economy, and you don't seem to be fixing nothing. You want us to turn all the people of the world into your minions, and to serve you, and to be your slaves, and to do all this, and to make money for you so you can get fatter and bigger, and it's not going to happen. The American people have told you that we're not playing that game. In this country especially, we have a very popular candidate that is everything that you don't want. I want to make a suggestion to you, if I may, Mr. and Mrs. Globalist. Leave the United States alone. Okay? You have all the other countries in the world that will bow to your needs. Let them do that. Okay? Leave us alone. We don't want your one world tyranny. We don't want your policies of draconian operations. We don't want to have to listen to one world government telling us what we can and cannot do. This is a country based upon principles of freedom, and that is what the original founding fathers intended when they wrote the Declaration of Independence. To get away from King George III. Is still true to this day. People don't, or is it the fourth? I think it's the third. Maybe it's the fourth. Whatever. Anyway, the point is when they wanted to get away from King George, and so they basically said we are going to get away from King George. Okay? We don't want to have somebody else, some other country rule us anymore. We are a free country. We are our own people. We want our own laws. We want to maintain our own anonymity and our own sovereignty. And so these people have said that we don't want this. And yet the globalist agenda, backed up by people such as the Bilderbergs and the Rothschilds, are out there trying to push a one-world agenda down our throats, which goes completely against every single American concept. We are a country of people that are truly believing in the power of the one of being ourselves. Why don't you get that? Well, now here's the truth. If you don't want to accept us to let us have our own sovereignty, and you try to do anything stupid or foolhardy against American people's wishes, we do have a military. We do have the right to bear arms, and we do have the right to have militias. We're going to destroy you. We're going to do like you saw in the Irish Rebellion. You're going to see a lot of angry people taking you out. It's going to be bloody, it's going to be messy, and it's going to be time-consuming. But American people, when they truly believe in something, will do it. And it doesn't matter who dies. It's a sad truth. We don't want you here, globalists. We don't want your agenda. We don't believe in it. We believe that all men and women are created equal, and that all men and women should be given the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Not a pursuit of being fucked up the ass by somebody who doesn't like us. We don't deserve that. We are hardworking American people. We deserve the right to have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, as I said. And the pursuit of happiness may not always be what you want. But the truth is, if you let the American people do what the American people are going to do, and you don't push your agenda, you have a happier lot. Because those people are going to be the ones that are going to be saying hey, I am an American, I am here, this is my country, I have the right to bear arms, I have the right to free speech, I have the right to assemble peacefully, I have the right, to live without electricity if I choose to. I have the right to live without indoor plumbing if I choose to. I have the right to decide if I want my air conditioner on or not. I have the right to determine if I want to have internet or not. I have the right to determine if I even want to have a phone. And that's the truth. That's the American way. And it's never going to change. And oh yes, I have a right to be financially stable and to find a job that I can do. And if you're not comfortable with that, if you find that absolutely difficult to grasp, I'm sorry, but you know what? You can pound sand as far as I'm concerned, because it's an American right. We have the right. We have the right to be a free people. And we're not giving you the option of saying it's a luxury. It's not. If you want your big fancy houses paid for by the blood of the workers of the world, and you want to live high off the top grade meats and everything else, and shit and absolute pleasure and bathrooms that are golden blade and all that, that's fine, but not with our money. not with our people, and definitely not with our ideals. We will rather die for freedom than give a hand over fist to somebody else. Okay? And don't forget, for freedom, it does mean sometimes that things get a little messy. Sorry, boys and girls, it does happen. Okay? Can't help that. Just as the nature of the beast. But for now, I'm going to let you go, and we'll talk soon. And we will do another video soon with Dory tomorrow instead of today. Well, okay. So it's better than nothing, I guess. And I guess this afternoon I'm going to be working on my webpage a little more than I expected. But, alright. Would you like to briefly discuss, just briefly, what areas the webpage is going to cover? Well, I'm not absolutely sure yet. The first thing it's going to do is we want to work on a photo section where we can show you snaps of the different rooms here at the Snow King Palace. Pictures of where we live, where we work, what we do, how we do it. Perhaps even... of course, it's going to be linked in our YouTube channels and our Patreon channels and our GoFundMe channels. And I'm going to be setting up a PayPal click applet to make it easier for making donations to our page. So that's going to be done relatively soon. And the other thing, too, is as we do all this, we're going to continue to keep working on this for you, and so you can be a part of all the news and stuff that goes on. And we're also going to be adding a couple other areas as well. We mentioned the files for the medical documents, which I don't know where they went to, but we got them somewhere. And we got to put into the computer. And I think this is somewhere here, which means I got to scan these in to the database. And we're going to scan these in, and the same thing for the Social Security paperwork. And since I don't pay any taxes, I don't have a tin, but that's what we're going to do. And the whole idea of this is so that you will have full disclosure of who I am and what we do. And also, there's one thing I'd love to do is I'd like to use a theme song from Total Drama Island for my videos. So to do that, the first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to find out who has the license to the song. And there's no reason I shouldn't contact them and go, hey, guys, I'd like to use your song in my videos. I'd like to buy the license for it so I can use it. As part of our introductory, for a video. I think that'd be a cool song if the performers would agree to sell you the rights to use the song, because I think that'd be cool. I wanna be famous, na 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 na. Yeah, Michelle wants to be famous. Well, sort of famous. So. And then maybe we could do a montage of the different things that we've done over the years, and taking some snaps out of the many and some video clips from the various times of the past, and put them together as a giant photo montage. So that's what I'm going to work on for the near future. Well, for the time being, guys, here's the deal. I want you to know that I really care about you, and I'm very happy to have you here, and that I'm hoping that you will continue to stick around with me and know me, and as we go through and explore new ideas and technologies and things like that. And by the way, as far as my right eye goes, I don't think it's a cataract I got. I think it's a damaged cornea, actually. Or maybe a combination of cataract and cornea. I say that because two reasons. Number one, I can see, I see the reflections off my eyes, and in the window from the soup kitchen, and I saw that the left eye was much more clearer than the right eye. So yeah, that's probably a cornea issue because the lens is obviously underneath the iris, and I couldn't see that. But obviously that means that possibly they might have to do a cornea replacement, and that's going to be even more expensive and more traumatic and more dangerous than even doing a cataract replacement. So I don't think that's going to happen. Besides, corneas are kind of expensive. They're not easy to find, and transplants take a while to do, and that's a problem. So, but for now, thank you for watching this vlog bcast combination, because that's what it is. It was definitely both, and and I apologize that I haven't done really much in the last few days. I really wasn't feeling too well emotionally. I still gotta work on my weight. Oops, sorry. But well, that's what happens, right? So, all right, guys, that's it for now. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Hey, did you know there's a lot more going on right now at our websites? Are you watching all 4 of them? If not, check them out. There's a list right here. We got 3 YouTube channels and 1 audio-only channel for your enjoyment. So come on, dig in and see all the stuff we do here at the North American Snow Queen Palace.